Okay, I'll say up in bottom left, we got Raposso. The camera tricked me there for a moment. And now up in the top right, we've got the pink Sigrid, otherwise known as Pigrids, being played by Kyuwolf. So, Ragna's an interesting choice in Fog, because you can't just jump somewhere without seeing where your opponent is first. So you do need vision to be able to see stuff. However, you're able to just jump out of the darkness and just kill someone. So that is quite spooky. You're fighting against a commander that just has a ton of range. You don't know what groove charge they're on. Capture route will affect that a lot. And yeah, I don't know enough about the opening on this map to really judge the players too much yet. As I've only recently started playing my games. But we're going to see how this develops over time. Fog, definitely going to be a bit of a longer game too. Alright, we see the fortified get captured. Commander goes up in this direction. We're seeing the swords start to reach the midway point, which is here. So Raposso definitely moving a lot more aggressively forwards. Kyuwolf also sort of mirroring. You see the commander grabs this fortified, the sword grabs here. And as we continue going, we're going to see more of the vision of the map. We're going to see players start to actually integrate with each other. I also love that you can see some of the units from the opponent's point of view. At least when it's like swapping turns. I do kind of wish as a spectator if we could see all of the units that are invisible. Just for spectator mode only. That would be nice. Yeah, we get to see like a bit of a preview there, but they all disappear. Okay. I do know that one of the changes they made in Wargroove 2... Ooh, he sees that this has been captured. He goes past the halfway point, so... things are going to get a lot spookier from this point onwards. Kyuwolf just moving forward, moving dogs forward. Oh, yeah, that's where Ragna is. I think that's going to be a dead sword. It's definitely going to be a sword that takes a lot of damage. Yep, that is... Oh, that's actually so much that it can't break the fortified now. I think at this point you run your sword away and hope your opponent doesn't find you. Which is actually a possibility. Commander just doesn't have quite enough vision. And neither do any of these units really. Like, this dog's just a bit too far away. Ooh, sword gets picked up. But yeah, like, you can actually just run a unit away if it gets hit like that. Whereas in a regular game, the sword would run, the commander would chase and kill it. In Fog, that is just not an option. Yeah, sword just is like, I'm out of here. I do not want to get hit again. Kyuwolf already lost one unit. Does not want to lose a second. Frog is out. That's very scary. You do not want to deal with the idea that your opponent can just yoink one of your units or pull one of their own units into range. That is also very scary. And what do we see here? Raposso. Yeah, they're just doing their thing, moving stuff forwards very slowly, very methodically, and they can actually see where their opponent's unit is. If you, in Wargroove 2, if you saw where a unit was at the start of your turn, it will stay visible if you move out of range of it. At least in terms of... I actually don't know if you can hit it still. But I do think that you will at least like retain the memory of where that unit was. So even if you can't attack it. Someone in chat saying you can't hit units that you move out of vision of. Okay. Ooh, Knight's attack into a Ragna that is in a forest. Ragna's a bit beaten up already though, so, you know, that could work out. Now we see Sigrid moving forward. And I didn't talk about it earlier, but Sigrid is very spooky in Fog. You have a very valuable unit near the front line. You can just run up and grab it, and you do not know that that is going to happen until much later. And until you have much more vision yourself, until you have things like witches, until you have things like dogs on maintenance. And there aren't too many mountain tiles on this map, actually. There's a bunch of forest, but there's only really like this tile here, like over here as well. And that's really the forward mountains on this map. So there is not a lot of extra vision to be had here. Ooh, good pull with the frog. Sigrid's going to be able to finish that off now.
Goodbye.
And yep, as Sigrid said goodbye, another unit picked off. And Kyuwolf actually, you know, they lost the sword earlier, but now Sigrid's going to be doing her thing where she's going to be able to pull stuff forward. And yeah, someone in chat bringing up the... Now your opponent knows where Sigrid is, though. Like, if you reveal that your commander can kill someone like that, then... yeah, you know where they are now. And we see one of these back mountains actually be used here for vision. Raposso has a dog up on it. And Ragna, having now healed, able to go up and do a bunch of damage to this dog, finish it off. Even more vision coming in. Ooh, Harpy. A lot of damage. Has their own frog moving up as well. And we just see more and more stuff going forward. Was very smart there. Didn't move the dog until after a unit had engaged that air trooper. Yeah, we're just seeing some units heal up. You really want to keep your dogs alive on this. They are one of the most valuable units on Fog. And there's Sigrid's. Oh, very smartly puts the dog up on that mountain. Gotta give them a lot of vision. Allow them to do this. Gonna take down this village. And yeah, you see so much vision on the map there. All these villages, these dogs on mountains. And this is gonna be a bit of a slow retreat here. Just wants to make sure, you know, the sword doesn't die, the knight doesn't die. No use giving up free dudes where you don't have to. And I'm a little surprised we're not seeing a witch come out yet. I do think one of the better units in Fog, they get the extra vision. But not seeing them just out just yet. And I guess in the case of Raposso, I don't think they've seen any air units come out. So maybe they just don't want a witch for that reason. But I do think it's a very good valuable buy. Right now, mostly focusing on dogs. Got a wagon out. And slowly march these spears forward. And that makes sense. Spear lines are really good against Sigrid's. You know, it's a 250 gold cost unit that he doesn't engage with super well. I love that maneuver. Using the dog to peek forward to see where your opponent is and then frogging it back. So it's relatively in safety now. I think it's a very smart move. Potentially you could use the other frog to pull it back again. And this is like already some players coming up with like really ingenious ways to use frogs. We don't really know much about the Fog of War meta so far. So that's actually really cool to see. Raposso, okay, they see free dudes, so they're gonna go for the free dudes. We're gonna see shield jump. Is this tier 2? It is tier 2. Oh wow, big damage. Pushes the spear into the mage as well to do a little bit more bonus damage. I don't think they can make the harpy safe, but you would be sacrificing a lot to throw a mage into this right now. That's actually a really good value on that tier 2 groove. And even gonna see, it's gonna get cleaned up. Yep. Even in a forest, air trooper goes down to double swords. They are very fragile. All about picking off high value units like trebuchets, ballista, knights. They do okay against golems. And now Kyuwolf may be feeling a bit under the pressure of, well, my opponent just used their tier 2 groove, they got a lot of value out of it. I might have to do the same. Oh, yeah. You just don't want to let your harpy get killed? Use a Sigrid groove. Makes sense. More units getting picked up here. Yeah, why not? Okay. Good damage. Gonna kill the harpy. Pretty good, but I think those two units are dead, so they have a rough exchange going on right now. And nice use of the frog. Pulls back the dog to actually a fairly safe position. It's in a forest. And time key in chat pointing out that something that is in Wargroove but not at Wargroove is air units can hide in woods in this game. So, yeah, they're getting a lot of work out of that. Oh, air balloon. Yep, we see that in action, but that's fine because, you know, you basically just did that so you could get vision. And just, yeah, pulls the knight back to safety. Raposso playing this very, very well, I'll have to say. And yeah, Dragon, extremely good on Fog. Not quite as good as they were in Wargroove 1, but very scary. They can do a lot of damage to commanders. Even after the nerf, they can still do a lot. Sigrid really doesn't want to end up on a road now. That's a lot of harpies. I think the Witch Bite makes a lot of sense. You can still hear your opponent. You can hear their units moving around, so I think Kyuwolf will maybe be aware that, hey, there's a dragon out, I can hear the wings flapping. You do have to have sound on, however. And I think I've actually been playing with sound off in my games, so maybe I should change that myself. Okay, dog getting cleaned up. Good move there from Raposso, wants to deny some vision. There is another dog though, and they can see there's another dog, so they know their opponent can see what they're doing. Alright, good knight crit. Takes that out, pulls the knight back to safety. Frogs. I didn't think about this before I opened this game, but frogs I think are actually almost necessary in Fog. The value you can get from attacking and then pulling a unit back to safety is so meaningful that you kind of just have to go for them. Right, dog moves forwards. Really nice there by Kyuwolf. Pulls the wagon into the river. Oh, immediately one-shots it. Yeah, frogs are very spooky. And I think we're going to see this mage go down. Yeah, the harpy comes in, gets the kill. Not often you see a harpy finish off a mage, but in this case, they're going to go for it. And they see the dragon. And then Sigrid immediately runs into a forest. Kyuwolf's just like, no, I don't want to lose my commander right now. We're just going to hide here for the moment. There is dogs nearby, and there is a witch nearby as well. So there is a lot of vision right now on this map. And yeah, just picks that up. I don't think witches see into forests for free, like dogs and turtles do. But they give so much vision in general. Alright, shield jump. Oh, big damage. Knocks units into other units. Get that pull. That's going to not result in a kill, but allows for this dog to be picked up afterwards. Harpy's very low as well. And even a mage in the back there. Now the wagon comes out. Raposso's like, yeah, I just really want that extra mobility for my army. Makes a lot of sense. Alright, swords. Come in to get that kill to finish off. Frog. Realizing that, you know, they don't want to stay in this fight. Just pulls the harpy back to relative safety. And Kyuwolf. They have... Ooh, a front switch. That's quite spooky. I think Ragna benefits more from doing that, but Sigrid, you know, if you can trick your opponents into moving their commander forward, you can get a nice thwack from your commander onto them. And commander damage is still 45, so that is pretty spooky. And yeah, witches don't see into forest, but dogs do. So nicely done there. Denying lots of vision. Raposso playing this out very well now. They're going to take a whole bunch more of this map. They've got 3 of these 4 middle villages. So they're moving past the halfway point. Even picking up here and here. But Raposso definitely taking a lot of the economy on this map. Moving all of their forces to the north there. And Kyuwolf, ooh. The dog moves forward. Might live to regret that. Or probably more likely die to regret that. That is not really where they want to be. Brings forward their own witch. Good for lethals, good for vision. And they are getting ready to fight up in the top, but so is Raposso. And as I say that, they're also pushing on the south now. Sigrid isn't a threat anymore, so they can just move their army forwards. That dog moving forwards, a little bit of an overextension. And yeah, just moves that harpy. So actually not to safety, so it can get a follow-up attack. Hits the dog, does some good damage. And Raposso, with this huge economy, they're going to continue pushing forwards. Yeah, we see spears move forwards, and Raposso being very careful here, just moves one dog forward. Sees the frog and is like, I don't want to move forward no more. There's only the frog down there actually. I think Kyuwolf is very much like in a, let's say like an all-in position where they just have to win off this push right now.
Are you afraid?
They have to deny their opponent from being able to kill their stuff. And yeah, as long as this frog, I guess, is doing a job of like warding off anything in the south. You don't want to like overestimate your or underestimate your opponent and then die. So yeah, like a lone frog is actually kind of spooky to look at. Pulls the harpy forward. It's gonna reinforce a bit quicker with that. But yeah, can Raposso get some kind of kill here? Lord picks up a kill on the dog. Nicely done. Raposso, ooh, nicely lined up. Feeling very bold now, just moving a whole bunch of units forward. I think recognizes that there isn't much left in this bottom side. And I guess it is worth keeping an eye on how much your opponent has in terms of economy and unit count. Like if you keep track of like, I've killed this unit, and this unit, you can probably get a feeling of, you know, like I'm really far ahead now. And in this case, Raposso playing very safely. Ragna not in a position where she can get killed anytime soon. There isn't even vision of her right now. Ooh, that's spooky. And Sigrid's. Ooh, tier 2 activation? Yeah, runs onto road, can't be hit. That makes sense. And she can kind of spam groove as well, so yeah, it's like just fast enough for her to be able to be like, you know what, a mage is the thing I don't want to fight. I'm just going to take that. I'm going to use my commander to get vision as well. They can kind of see where their opponent's army is, they can kind of wall around that, but I think Raposso just has a bit too much. Slowly creeping forwards. We're going to see a groove come in. Ooh, that's a dead golem. And yeah, even though Sigrid can't be hit directly, Witch is going to be able to do a little bit of chip damage. That is like the one exception, I think, to things that can hurt commanders when Sigrid has her groove up. Oh, nice pull and kill there. And yeah, we're just going to see a surround on Sigrid. She doesn't have groove. She's very far forward. The units that could protect her are all isolated. I don't know if she can break out of this. There's a lot of stuff surrounding her. And I think Kyuwolf might just throw in the towel here. Oh, they're going to try and break out. Oh, the witch gets surprised by the sword, I believe. I think it was trying to kill this witch here. And didn't see it. Sigrid's just going to be like, well, I'm going to not kill the air trooper above me. Oof, that's not good. And we're just going to see Sigrid go down. Kyuwolf trying to pick off the units they can. Sigrid is not close to groove. sitting on a road next to a dragon. 2 dragons, in fact. Which, funnily enough, because of the nerfs to dragon, actually can't kill her by themselves. Even though she's on roads. Air trooper suicide. No reason not to do this the most efficient way possible, so you know, you get your unit suicides in while you can. Another air trooper suicide as well. Just gonna bump Kyuwolf stats up a little bit as well, actually. You throw a couple units away. Oh, nice pull. Probably could have just pulled Sigrid there, but decides to pull the unit next to her. Okay, we're just seeing a couple little grabs here and there. Just going for some extra damage in there. Yep, Ragna gonna come in, finish it off. Raposso takes the game. And that was a really nice game of Fog. I think Raposso just played a little bit better. There was a few times when Kyuwolf kind of walked stuff forwards and it died. They had a really not great engagement in the south. Raposso had some really nice grooves as well. Able to get a lot of damage by knocking units into other units. So, a lot of people consider Ragna a lot weaker than she was in Wargroove 1, which is true. She was strong enough to the point where we warranted the hard ban on her. But now, if you get good lineups, you can still do a lot of damage. You can still knock enemy units out of the way as well. We were able to see really nice use of the groove a couple of times. And yeah, really well played there. So, we are going to go into the next game.